Join the fun.
Samurai just took a big whack as well. Don't know where that is. He gets another. That's what 1v1 could probably do it.
There's go in and get the frag. Turns around and gives it a second.
What is that?
Let's play. Sign up now.
Can you get me home? Or will you lead me to another place before I overload into the mess of all our broken ways? Give me a signal.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GLL PUBG Season 1 Finals. And do not forget, as we told you earlier, Season 2 is now open to applications. And if you'd like to get involved, head on over to play.gll.gg. Andy, are you going to be getting involved?
Yeah, definitely. In every single possible league.
Indeed, indeed. Natu, how so far have you been skill-wise in PUBG? Would you rate yourself highly?
No.
No, I carried not to
Listen, buddy.
every like.
I
remember.
hear he ropes in young Finnish
He's,
guys to carry him.
I remember an incident me and him were playing where I took a level 3 helmet and he got really mad and just.
Oh,
What? Oh, did he do the thing where
I
it's
did
like,
not get mad.
I deserve the good loot.
He got
I'm the good
pissed off.
player.
He got
I had a sniper.
I know. I did, but the problem was that this dude here, instead of explaining, like giving a reason, like, all right, just
No, I just said, give me the helmet.
can I get the level 3 helmet because I'm sniping, so it makes sense because I have to peek and right. Then I'll be, oh yeah, that's logical. Please
Okay.
go ahead
So
and have it. But instead,
it was more of like a machismo battle.
He
It's
goes
like,
for a rogue
I-
mission and
I
he shuts
own
up
that
and like
helmet. Yeah.
But we all deal with circumstances differently, and it's high five. It's
But it's fucking. I still feel bad to even say to my teammates that trade me your helmet, even though it makes sense. It still feels bad.
No, but if it's better for if
Of
it's
course it's better,
so
but it still
then
feels
makes-
bad. I don't wanna,
I
you know-
shouldn't feel bad.
I know.
Guys, I
like-
feel like this is shortly going to reignite the argument. So let's move on from it with our entire lives here and away. All right?
All right,
Are
sure.
we good? Can we
Yeah.
shake hands?
We've already high five.
Yeah.
But a shake of the hand is a real gentleman's gesture.
All right.
Firm handshakes.
Fantastic.
Firm,
All right,
firm
we've passed
handshake,
it.
Champions Club.
And moving forward, we have Game 7. Right now, we saw, just before we left you guys for a short while, that Na'Vi are sitting on top, but this is still absolutely anybody's game. And do we have any expectations going into Game 7? I'm assuming there could be a resurgence of FaZe, potentially Cloud9 securing some higher placings, who've been a bit lackluster so far.
Lumber Mill might come close to #1 if they can actually hold this consistency that they had, like they were now in top 5 again, and they've been playing really good at this point.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the boys. Nova is stepping as well. There's like when you see like almost the same top 5 in the end, it actually like it feels good to see them in there. But I'm hoping FaZe will FaZe at the moment has been a little bit, well, not slacking. I'm not
Great
sure it's
start, but
unfortunate.
then-
Great start, yeah, but it goes down a little bit. But I've seen that happen to FaZe before, and they just get their heads straight and go back up there. Cloud9 doing decently at the moment. They've been there. They've really good plays and stuff, but they lose little misplays. Yeah, little misplays and lose a couple members and stuff. Rogue deserved that. Like after the first, they got the middle circle in the last match, and I think they deserved that win. And they got rewarded for the passive play, as Yank said that they've done that aggressive play before, and they haven't had that good positioning in LAN otherwise, and now they basically get rewarded to actually change something differently. And it's good always to see that players learn about their mistakes.
Natu, the map is basically ready to go. So would you like to share some final thoughts? At this point of the day, do the teams that not know each other have better familiarity? Does that mean we're going to see more action? Is there going to be more tentativeness?
I would really wanted to just add on Lumbermill instead, but you forced me a question.
No, please.
I will
go ahead. But just we have short.
Yes, I'll give this 15 seconds basically. Lumbermill, I feel like they put themselves in a good positions and their decision making is good. But if they get into a scrap, if they get into a fight in an awkward position, they don't seem to be kind of be on top of that situation a lot of the times.
They're not able to close it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you can swiftly now throw it over to the chaps over in the other room.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for that, Natu. And if I'm not mistaken, those guys will be. Oh, they're sharing a moment. They're looking into each other's eyes.
How cute.
Smiling.
All
And
right.
Avenger is just.
Also, I
looking.
don't know you, Boogie, anymore, so.
Sorry, who said that?
You're dead to me.
Who said that?
Who's talking?
Oh,
We can't see.
okay.
We
It's
can
the
only
voice
see
in your
Andy
head
and-
that will haunt you for the rest of your life, and you don't know what it is.
What is it? The Finnish bravery? What's
Can
it
I
called
have a
again?
different accent if it's gonna be for the rest of my life?
Natu. Natu and.
Please
Actually,
let
you're
it
going to
not
be
be
listening
finished.
to a certain Finnish song for the rest of your life.
Yeah, Kayaku, rocking the world, man.
Yeah, I'd be worried about that Finnish pride or whather. What was it?
Are you,
Suomi-
are you
See-
finished
seesaw.
yet? Are you finished?
Watch out for the seesaw, guys.
Yeah, seesaw.
Yeah.
Watch out for Suomi mainittu en tortilla tavataan. There you go.
All right.
Thank you so much, Paula, for that intro. It was great to hear you guys talk about Lumbermill. I think personally that they're a great team. They are able to put up fights. But they are indeed a more tactical approach team. They have the lowest number of kills in the top 5 currently, I do believe. So that shows you that they're indeed a more tactical approach team. But still, I think they're able still to put up a good fight.
Yep.
I'm sure Martin here does agree with me. Martin?
Indeed. Oh, for sure. I mean, I just hope we're going to see a win from them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only thing that's missing.
That's the only thing that's missing
Yeah.
for me today. But I know they're able to do it.
Absolutely.
So I do not
Absolutely.
doubt that.
And they have a decent plane to work off as well, as the big bad bird is in the sky indeed. Ladies and gents, welcome to match number 7 from the first day of the GLL LAN finals. All for 50 grand at play here. As the plane does buzz around in the sky, we have some buzzer bees around here as well.
Yep.
But they're quickly telling us that teams in Georgia are going to have a hard time getting there. That's what they're saying.
It sounds like they're saying, bzz, 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 but you deciphered that for me, so that's because
It's
it's
'cause
hard.
Finnish.
It's hard to get.
That's how Finnish sounds like, baby.
Natu does though. He does have one of the best English accents.
He does.
Being a Finn.
He does. He does.
So we probably his age.
No, he does. Actually, yeah. Sorry, what? Come on, man.
No.
He does sound very good. He's been on
does.
camera for a long time.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
His proficiency in English is unrivaled by any
Indeed.
other Finn. Now, let's get into the game here. Indeed, we do see some hard rotas for the Georgia Bowl teams. Does look like Navi have quitting on that north of Georgia just because they have the option of Primorsk as well. But Kingwin quite far away, and this is going to be dinking down. I want to talk a little bit about Martin, a little bit about this issue of looting when you're far away from the plane trajectory and how that affects your later game.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is very important that you don't think about it, but we have this 2-minute time in the beginning,
Every second, man.
and every second counts when you want to loot. So being plane dependent droppers like Navi's actually is for the moment is very good.
Yes,
you
indeed.
get those 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes more of loot time compared to the guys jumping late.
Talking about a 1 to 2 minute man, it is indeed the weather time with Lou Carson.
I think I got low-key burned, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we have a first time, I think, this time a kind of plane where Navi, as a really aggressive team, is benefiting from it heavily. And first of all, Navi has 2 drop locations that they go to. First one is obviously the Primorsk, what was historically speaking their location always. But in this tournament, they also dropping North Gorgopol because of the path of the plane, which was from southwest to northeast. They opted for the Primorsk, and what is really impressive is that the other teams have so much respect, in this case No Loot Gaming, that they're not going to risk it and land in the same location, even though that we have seen No Loot Gaming land twice in Primorsk already today. So that's one of the things that is really impactful from this first plane position and the first circle. Other than that, we have seen teams like Team Kingwin having hard time to actually rotate because it takes a while. They opted to, let me pick a different color, they opted to drop from this location of the plane, and they were in a search of vehicles around this area. When they picked up vehicles, they wanted to travel to South George, but it's not as easy. It actually takes a while to go through this angle here, and there's a lot of uneven terrain. So everyone's down. Envias is also like landing there. They could have also had weapons and be kind of an obstacle for Kingwin to get there. But they will get there eventually, start looting, and fortunately for them, the first circle allows them to take their usual time to loot in South Georgopol. In this case, it is actually not that impactful. When it comes to other teams like FaZe, which are always landing in Milta, whatever is happening, we don't see them usually in any other location. This is bread and butter for them, something that they usually are very proficient with. They will just travel towards the circle alongside this road, as they always do, even where there was Vitality in front of them, although I'm not saying, Ghost is a worse team, and they especially prove that in the previous PGL tournament, they will be not scared about driving next to other teams. And they know that C9 is also scattered in front of them. That's what I'll always do, but that's not really that impactful for their first rotation. Now, as always here today, we have this cluster of teams in the middle. And Optic, NoLoot Gaming, FlyQuest, they seem to be kind of passive towards each other, and maybe it will still be the same case in this game. What might be, though, impactful is that they will have to travel towards the middle. All of those teams will have to travel towards the middle of the map. There's actually a very interesting location. Let me zoom in on this. There's actually a very interesting location on this map that has a lot of compounds that can be really interesting for a lot of teams. We have near Gatka, we have a lot of compounds that are actually high value. Impossible to write when you zoom in. Anyway, there's a lot of high value compounds for a lot of teams. So teams will be scattered in this middle of this first circle, but at the same time, there's fantastic position for one team nearby the communication tower here south of the big mountain nearby Georgopol. I guess that's about it. We already see Rogue rotating towards the first circle. They left the military island actually pretty early on. And other than that, we're probably going to see Nova taking a very slow approach, taking some boats, maybe even going from the south part and landing somewhere around here. That will be it from the Weatherman, and we're going to go back to the casters.
And here we are back from that lovely, lovely gent. An acquired taste, Lothar, so he is, for the intelligent gentlemen that understand that for the first part of the matches in PUBG, not a lot of stuff happens. So GLL have invested fully into bringing Lothar to show you guys or to tell you guys about what could potentially occur in this match here. So that's a great analysis segment. But again, it's for the more intelligent, rather, viewer, I suppose, at home. For the more acquired PUBG,
experience
gentleman or lady, experienced viewer, yeah, who understands what's going on. How does he get that hair, Martin? I want that hair that Lothar has. That's what I want.
I'm thinking that you have to grow yours a bit more, about half a year, and then get
Probably.
it cut.
Then get it cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then it's gonna end up the
Because he
way
has
it is
such
right now.
in the front here. I'm trying to get the same. You're trying to get the a bit longer in the front, and then you can throw it a bit to the side and backwards. So look very.
I mean, I got the
smooth,
beard
gentle
going
look.
on, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's
yeah.
that.
You could be bald and still look good with the beard, right?
Oh God.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, Optic
Should
taking
hit
some
for it.
shots.
Go
Oh
for
my
it. Though.
God.
Holy smokes! NLG are burning up. 17 in hit roar. Absolutely bodied them. And it looks like they only have one member left alive here. Envious are going to be putting in the shots on NLG as well. Optic and Envious being the absolute decimators in this here battle. It doesn't look like Hitroar will be able to save his UAZ. That's a way to start a freaking match. First action we saw was very good indeed.
Indeed, NoLoot Gaming they take three guys.
No prisoners.
There's no prisoners, but also 3 guys in 1 car as well. I mean, they must have been super low on cars as well. So last guy is just gonna camp out the raid and try to stay low and try to salvage some points in this round basically, because he cannot really make any big plays right now.
Absolutely not. Then again, they do have some decent compounds where Envious has a decent compound to work with. They're just south of Gatka here, while Optic also have very good dips on that hillside. So these two teams are quite safe where they are at this moment in time. They're not going to be battling too hard, of course. Here's the fourth out of Optic, in case you were wondering if Optic is indeed 3-man or 4-man strong. You're now going to be happy to hear, as any fellow that you are watching right now, that they are indeed 4-man strong. So that'll be the end of this one here. Envious also have 4-man into the battle. You can see the mini-map on the corner of the screen showing you that teams are trying to rotate into the center of the circle as much as they can. But with the hard shifts that we had today, Martin, is this even a valid strat anymore?
I mean, going center, of course, you will be in the first circle. It's only a 57% shrink, so you still have 57% of this current circle is still going to be in. So are you dead center? You're going to be nearly guaranteed.
57% shrink, just like it reminds me of the moment when I finished watching PUBG.
When you were 57 years old?
Sure. Innocent man. I love
No,
you for it.
well, but of course, getting dead center in the
Yeah.
will almost guarantee you the second circle.
Absolutely.
And then you also have a shorter, of course, rotation to the next part if you want to go to there.
Yeah.
But when you have these extremely centered teams, they're really centered. They're so dense in the middle that makes the etching strategy and being on the edge in the first circle much more valid.
Being an edge lord.
Yes, and that is what we see Lumbermill doing. Crimson, FaZe, Nova. So
Oh, that's a blow and a half.
Yep, Ghost losing one player here. Profi taking out early, and some of these teams I just want to point out here: Lumbermill, FaZe, Nova. These are some of the teams in the top 6. So utilizing going center early doesn't usually just get you a win because of that.
Yeah.
It makes it easier rotations.
Yeah.
But still,
A harder transition.
it's not
Easier rotations or harder transitions.
It's
right?
both yeah, exactly. Both metas
Yeah.
is valid.
Yeah, both metas are valid. Exactly with the newest circles, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The
So
circle shrinks. So there you go. Wise words coming in from Martin Avenger.
Thank you.
The Danish prodigy, we may call him one day.
I mean, we do have 2 prodigies. We have 3 prodigies. We actually have 5 Danish prodigies.
Speak up, my friend.
Tur-
Pull them out.
Turtle Balak,
Turtle
from
Ballad.
Ghost,
Yeah.
Lumbermill boys, Boogie and Gustav, also
Indeed,
Danish,
yes.
and Larsen,
And Larson. And
and
yourself.
and myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put you in.
But fantastic lads. As Lothar pointed out as well, Nova coming in a bit slow here. FaZe as well coming in a bit slow. Crimson also coming in a bit slow on the northern side here. Lumbermill also taking it a bit slow, coming into the northwestern side.
Yep.
But look at all these teams fighting already.
Yeah, indeed. Krama starting up some drama up in that smoke in a bad spot. It's the only first aid he's got. He's going to have to use it now, and it's popped. The smoke goes down as well to try and cover his butt. But that UAZ is burned down, so he will no longer be able to use it to drive out of this position, which means that he's taking damage from all over the shop here. I don't think he's going to be alive. He's going to be around for this round here too long. It doesn't seem like it indeed.
No, Krama here in a really tough spot. And it's just been the story for Knights all day, basically. I think they've been very much down about losing a
memory, yeah.
losing a memory, yeah.
Not going to be easy. Not going to be easy, but then again, it's not easy for everybody. Mark 14, though, with a compensator for AR this time around. Mark 14 here, I was actually talking to one of the Danish prodigies that you brought up there, Larson. It was, there goes drama. There goes Krama, rather. Pentalol will bring him down to his knees, and then Adam Dids will clean up the frag.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to Larson about this, right? So, he was saying that Mark 14 is played wrong by a lot of people. What you should do, put it on full auto, put a red dot on, and it's the best breaching and defending compound weapon out of all times, because the DPS on that thing is just savage.
It's insane.
It is savage.
It's 60 damage per bullet, while the
bullet.
Why the 5.56 only 41? It's
41.
insane.
Absolutely. It is
Yeah.
killer. So there you go.
A bit of a hardship circle here. It's going to pop a bit east. Pochinki is completely
Ooh.
open here, and everybody's just going to take their cars and rotate a bit. Envy is still 4-man strong here, taking some shots left and east. They're in a good position to take some of those rotating teams.
To catch off a lot of teams indeed coming in here. And as you saw an example there from one of the enemies that passed by, getting dinked down early on enough. Crimson will make their way onto the north side here. It does look like teams are trying to find a good spot there. Lumbermill is just going to be behind them, but they might be caught off guard here. If Crimson get that edge of the circle, Lumbermill are going to be in a hard rotation. Lockwood here, driving by, trying to catch up with his teammate Pybus, who is already at the edge of the white. And that he will indeed. They're taking the double, the Penta compound, as we call them normally, because this is the place where the old lineup of Penta used to come and wreck absolutely everybody from here. Oh, God, those days.
Yeah. Those days.
They're over.
Those were the days where the old Penta lineup, because Penta did indeed pick up a new team
Yes,
that
they did.
just didn't make it to LAN as well. They were really close of coming here as well.
Barely.
Yeah, unlucky for
Unfortunate.
them. Congratulations with being picked up by Penta. And Cloud9 has a really strong position here also, taking the whole compound here. They are being lurked a bit by both Optic and another team, which we cannot see who is yet. I think it is Knights that are in. Yeah, it is indeed. It is Knights that are in the middle.
Quite close, yeah.
So, yeah, Knights and Shoot to Kill with a strong position in dead center. Nobody in Pochinki left, and that's at all.
And you see that normally in pro play because they don't want to be caught off in an urban area where you can get surprised so hard.
And also, you don't want to go to the city because if it shrinks away from the city,
Yeah.
then you're going to have a hard time leaving it because everybody's going to be shooting at you, or there's going to be multiple teams there.
That's it.
But surprisingly, the barn just south of Pochinki is not taken yet.
Yeah, that's a very viable spot to play from
It
there.
is indeed.
You want to
And,
get spot.
that I think because it is so valid and so good, such a good compound.
Teams are assuming that people are already there.
If they think, okay, we've come here a little late, we're not going to take that. And also, it's a hard place to breach. It's good to defend. It's a strong position to take and see.
Oh, that's a nice angle that Galaxy has there. Putting in that good shot against the Zedby there. Being able to do too much damage, though. The reposition will come in from Jazza. So, Dreadon now, long range, scouting against Hetroar. Will put up some shots there, but doesn't look like they're going to connect. Hotbox has been dinked down, and I wonder if it was at the hands of Dreadon with his 8X car 98.
Yeah.
And it does look like Dreadon is holding on to this compound here with his teammate here, but he has lost one.
Yeah, no,
two.
I think it actually was a No Loot Gaming that did die here. I saw it in the kill feed a little earlier. So No Loot Gaming is out as the first team here.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Knights.
Yeah, it is them.
Knights lost. Knights did lose a player.
Oh, the
Krama
timing.
earlier. Krama died with no drama.
Yeah.
And we're going to see the circle here slowly closing. Lumbermill still outside the circle.
Yeah, that's what it was. They've met up with Crimson. They probably said their goodbyes. They're terrifically all of a sudden spawns into the map again.
Yep.
And they're going to be going in from a very good location. Again, exactly ties into what we were talking at the start of the game. Lumbermill being, or before the start of the game, Lumbermill being a very smart rotation team. Now,
their macro play.
Their macro play is beautiful.
It's probably one of the best.
It's a phase. It reminds of phase
in
terms of their rotation.
Agreed.
Yes, indeed. Their transitions. There you go. The M249 for that crate that Trifly is about to spot, and I think he spotted indeed as well so far already. Navi have made their way into the circle as well as pretty much everybody else except for Lumbermill. And Lumbermill will find themselves on the choke of the next one as well. So they could potentially go for the Barnes here. They're going to be quite open down indeed.
Yep.
As teams try to transition in. It's going to be Ronin, the first ones that go straight into the cotton forks of enemies. They're literally in between 4 teams right now.
Yeah, and in the Northwest there we see a lot of teams trying to rotate. They're going to rotate straight into Knights. Knights has also jumped into their cars, so they're going to rotate as well. Shoot to kill. They're kind of trying to gatekeep some of these teams. They're going to take some shots at these rotating
Penta's being
teams as
quiet
well.
here.
Yep.
Why do you think he's not taking any kind of shots at his enemies?
I mean, it's a hard position to take shots as well. When you're in such a high elevated area, you can't really hit people in the cars.
Oh, it doesn't seem to be too hard for Civils to land his shots there. And Civils taking elusive down as well as Moody here. Shoot to kill. Putting in some good shots, but Moody's going to be taken down himself. At the hands of Gaxi, here comes Lucknard though from Nova, taking Frolicker down. And that will see Cloud9 in a very bad spot there. 2 guys left alive for them. One will get the res. And yes, things are going a bit south for the North American boys. Whilst Pentalol, with his quiet moves, does seem to have captured himself a team below him. Oh, that nade will put in Civils and Duck out of play. And Pentalol is now just fishing in a barrel, shooting in a barrel, basically. That nade just bodied them.
What a fantastic nade. It's actually
Absolutely
really
bodied
hard.
them.
It's actually really hard to throw these nades downhill because they're going to roll so far. So it's a perfect cook and a perfect throw right there. Colin Menta.
Call him the chef because he knows how to cook a nade.
Indeed. Colin Menta being the last guy alive right here for Ronin, I believe. I don't think... Texas actually taking a shack in the middle. So they have one guy knocked. He's going to be finished off by Adam. And Colin Menta is going to be staying in those shacks right now.
Oh my, that was straight in between. Potatoes for everybody here.
Yep.
Pentalol didn't, of course, have any kind of easy shots to connect, so he's now going to be smoking his way out of there while his teammates do provide some cover. Whilst MVS will try to make their way into the circle, they might have to go on the other side of the crest where about the camera is right now. Now, nope. They're actually going to the other direction, and it's going to be called Amanda quite close to them with the micro. Uzi does fire off some shots, but does not get the kill. Instead, it will be Czech Shooter putting him down with the M4 and getting the frag as well. So Kaisko saved by his teammate. The micro must be said. He had a compensator on top as well. It is an absolute killer of a weapon. We're talking about the Mark 14, but we often forget how reliable the micro is at very close range.
Indeed. And also here we have Larsen taking out Jazza. They're kind of fighting for this compound hill area right here in a super strong position, but still the transition from this area, if the zone pops away from them, is super hard. It's open space, it's fields, and they need to...
it hits you in the fields.
Yeah, it hits you in the field. And they need to...
Show me on this doll where it hit you in the fields.
Yeah. They need to they need to take their cars and breach somewhere if they have to cross these fields, of course.
That they do indeed. Lumbermill, in the meantime, have taken the rock angles here.
Yeah.
They're going to be quite happy with their position. Nobody close to them, of course. They have some fishes,
Yeah.
some swimmers. They're just waiting to flush them.
The Crimson Boys actually, they tried to go for the Barnes, but they have a 2-2 split going here, Lumbermill. They have the Barnes and the good side here. A very good angle here, as we see here. So the Crimson Boys, they had to go for the water. And they're going to make their way in, trying to get safe away from Lumbermill right here. Trifley and Kane being in a super strong position.
It was pretty much blank in the water. Whilst Jambave and Lockwood are on land.
Yep.
And yes, indeed, as you have called it, they have the better part of Lumbermill they do of those rocks. That place where they are right now is a very, very good place on that certain position. But it's not in the next circle. So Lumbermill might have to go through phase to make it off into the next one. Actually, they could avoid that battle if they follow suit for Kane and Trifley and take the next rocks down where the Knights are currently located. FlyQuest, in the meantime, trying their hand at a rotation here, and that's a bike. It is fast indeed, but it's no match for the bullets coming out from FaZe and Lumbermill combined. Blue might have to make a jump in here. And Kate might have an easy target into something. Oh, the bullet whizzed past him, and the car is about to blow. Something gets blown out of it, though, just before that happens, and Kane will get the rest on Trifley as he got knocked out himself by FaZe. So Lumbermill know of FaZe's position right now.
Yeah, and meanwhile we see Wooly running into Ronan here, taking out some knocks as well with the car. FlyQuest did survive that. They're only losing one guy and taking a better position right now, and that means that FaZe has to push into these guys defending that. It's going to be a hard transition from FaZe.
Not easy at all, yeah. From where they are into the forest, there's an open field as well. We'll see if they're going to get watched or not. In the meantime, shoot to kill. A bit of a messy fight here, it does seem like it. Be knocked. There's someone close to one another. Oh, you're going to go for the rest. What? Nova is so close to Wooly, and he's going for the rest. Nobody is actually daring to go inside there. Nobody's throwing a nade inside of that one either. In the meantime, Baja Waka has been knocked out by Ewan. That's a bit of a different fight somewhere else in the map there. Woody, what a hero. Shoot to kill close by, though, still. Richie just waiting for his moment to pounce, and that he does, but Uncivilized is going to be there to watch their back. There will be Nova out.
That Shack did indeed get rushed. Look how many cars have reached that. That is 3 teams. Ronin was in there before. Noah was there as well. And now Shoot to Kill have 3 guys strong in a pretty good position here. It's hard to transition away from it, though, but it's indeed in the center.
That it is indeed. Now, Knights will have to find some unlikely neighbors, though, it seems. They are making friends with FlyQuest here. There you go. Showing them on the screen. They're very, very close to one another. These yellows are not necessarily the easiest to get out of, but they're not that difficult either. So Voxic could potentially see himself getting out, but that he doesn't want to do. It's a bit of a fight first. And in that fight, he sees himself dink down. That's the moment for FlyQuest to come in here. Voxic in a very bad spot, as they do push him indeed. Behind the couch, he gets one, but that will be all she wrote, as Blue puts him to rest.
Yep. That is Knights taken down to 1 player now. And again, as we talked about, it's really hard games for Knights here. Drayden is in the southern side here, taking the other parts of the yellows alone. I don't know why they split up, but yeah, they have some rough games. Meanwhile, Crimson is making their way into it as well, trying to come in from the south, and they're running on the beach side all the way now.
They might run into Ghost, though. That might be the end of them. We'll see how it works out. In the meantime, we watch Navi on the north side of the circle here in a bit of a battle with Envious. Oh, and those cars are getting heavily damaged. And look at this. Unfortunately enough for them, I was actually watching an interview during the first 4 matches. I think it was Pokemon. Yes, it was Pokemon that was saying you had to play with red dots for the entirety of the game. where they looted Primorsk and North George. I don't know how they couldn't find the scopes, but they just couldn't. So that's a bit unlucky for them.
Yeah.
But it's not unlucky for a Mikoi.
Nope. Miko is going to pick up a Groza and an 8x and a helmet and a medkit with that. And he already has a helmet.
Oh, he's
So-
the last man standing, though.
Oh, yeah.
He is the last man. So just Balak just got eliminated by Jambawe.
Yep.
And what I thought to be Ghost's advantage suddenly turns into Crimson making it work.
Yep. Crimson is
Yeah.
also 4 guys alive. So McCoy did leave Balak standing alone versus 4 guys that are on land already. Optic here in dead center. Shoot to kill still dead center while we see the new circle has popped.
It has indeed. Kingwin making their rotation early on into the next one. They're going to be spotted by Hitroar and his teammate taking in those shots. But Kingwin will safely see themselves at the gas station without any kind of trouble. Whilst Lumbermill on the east side might have to put up a fight with FaZe and FlyQuest. Lumbermill already taken shots. That means that FaZe are going to be chasing him from the backside. This is where the Scorpio hits. The 2 Swedes and 2 Finns are going to be really poisoning up those Lumbermill gentlemen. I don't think it's going to be an easy transition for LM.
Nope. And I mean, we have some hard transition right here, and they're going to push into these yellows here. And it's going to be, for everybody in the eastern side, it's going to be kind of hard because there's still a lot of open space to have to cross, and you have to just push into here. Kingwin taking some aggressive stances here above the border. I do not know if they know that Crimson is already there. And Pybus is slowly making his way up to it, maybe being able to backstab Larsen right here because he's only looking towards the Optic right now.
True. We'll watch it. In the meantime, in the bottom left-hand corner there, you see Mikoi. It's a lot of water. It's not, of course, a bathroom, but he's trying to hide there as best as he can. We all love Mikoi. He's such a great guy, dude.
He is indeed.
He is such a great guy. Now, Navi coming in with the rotate there. It's not working out for him. Poke motivates his damage. She takes a lot of damage. Nice face. It's not going to be him that puts him on his knees. It's going to be Woody and Adam Diz that actually get the frags. Their Drainus with the pop-top tires. And that's a quick work for Yemti with his M4. That's going to be him down in the meantime. Wookie Bookie has found himself at a knock at the hands of Lost HD. While Spybus is trying to climb up at the back of Larson. This is going to be dangerous for the Kingwin boys. They're not expecting this one. Spybus just inching forward, just waiting for his time to shine. And Nade is going to be coming in. Oh, that might be a bit too long. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. It might be a good nade, and it puts Larson on his knees, indeed. NBS will see him down, and Pybus is going to be pushing in to get the frag as well. But here comes support for Kingwin as there's one of his teammates trying to push in there to help him out. Not too sure who it was. It was Vard actually getting himself knocked out as well at the hands of Pybus. Crimson making this one work really well.
That's a really strong position from them and also a super strong push from them.
What?
Larsen had no idea that they were there, and they just did a double nade on them. Fighting coming out as well. Pybus is taking more shots. Oh, and he's falling down.
Oh, no. And I think he naded his own teammate as well. No, he hasn't.
Oh, it's okay, yeah. So Zimbabwe is still alive, but knocked inside the smoke here, and NBS is going to be able to take him up.
Yes, indeed, he will. In the meantime, Lumbermill do seem to have made their way into the death of their team pretty much. They seem to be eliminated. Yes, indeed, as the circle shows you, there's not a lot of teams left. 10 to be more precise. And the next circle will decide what's going to happen here. A very open field here, Martin. It's going to be pretty much a battle of skill.
And we still have Optic. They have that shack, and they're just going to stay in there. Foss, FaZe, and the guys of FaZe, they're still 4-man strong, and they're in the eastern side. They're just going to take shots at everybody standing outside in these fields. The shoot to kill is going to have some hard time moving from that, and Envy is as well. Meanwhile, Knight's still alive here and making it into the top 10 with Drayden just snaking his way in.
Yes, indeed. Axedi behind the UAZ. His teammates close by to him. They will mount some sort of an attack soon enough. There's not a lot of time left to stick around in their current position, but they want to make sure that shoot to kill are not a problem when they want to transition. Adam Dids beacon in by the side there. Might be caught off guard there. Axedi does not connect his shots though. And now he will put his attention towards on civils. Not connecting there either. He's baiting for the shots for his teammates to take, but they're not coming in from shoot to kill. They're not peeking out at all. Interrogate in the meantime will see himself alive after taking 2 guys from Crimson down. That is a great performance out of him indeed. And then we'll see their transition a bit easier perhaps, but they still have 2 gents, I think, from Crimson that they have to go past. Yes, 2 it is.
They do indeed, and FlyQuest has a really good lurking position here, taking these guys out, but they still have to make their way into the zone as well. So they either have to take these guys out and take their position, or they have to stay on the top side, which is going to be pretty much open to everybody here. FaZe making a move now, taking their cars. They just checked for the cars if they were they were good to go in. And now we're going to see Shoot to Kill making a move as well. We getting knocked.
Oh,
On Civils as well. Oh, and
real
taken
good
down as well.
shots. That's some real good shots coming in from Haxen. He's going to be able to finish off the entirety of Shoot to Kill, and this is exactly why they tried to do it a bit earlier, because they knew they were going to be a problem later on. And now that they do it, and now that they've got it working, they're going to try to make their way out of there, which is just going to be 2 of them staying alive, it seems like here. In the meantime, FlyQuest trying to push in. We have taken MBS down. MBS will be killed, and his teammates down by the rocks. A res will happen, but there's no point of them getting back up. And that nade from Lost HD finishes him up, but Interrogate will see himself knocked out at the hands of Hypoc, I want to say. No, it's Spixie actually that took him down. So there you
Envy
go.
tried to push here, and they lost 3 guys. Caden is the last guy alive, and it looks like a third party from FaZe as well. FaZe has made a strong position here, making a small fortress of the car inside the zone. Meanwhile, Caden is just going to have to snake his way in here, and he's probably going to get spotted from the southern side here. Hypoc taking up Hetra, so there are 2 guys alive again now.
Oh, they're watching him.
And FaZe here taking out Caden, so they're going to get knocked as well. So Knights still alive with 6 teams and 11 players alive.
And that gives Optic a good infusion to loot there, as FaZe do indeed to take MVS down. With the last man standing from MVS, rather, as the circle strangles in, you will see teams making their way inside Drayden, just barely so. He's going to have to prone in straight up now as Optic is looking at him, and FaZe will see him from that side of the road indeed. FlyQuest staying alive by the south side of the circle, but it shifts north side on Optic as well on that Loveboy shack. And it seems to be good for them. So far, so good for the Optic gents. They have a chance at making this one work. Let's see if they do. 3 guys from Kingwin, though, have FaZe in sights.
Yeah, Kingwin 6 kills already, but FaZe has a really strong position to gatekeep here in that small ridge side there.
Yeah.
So Optic is just gonna wait the play game here. They have the zone. They're inside this shack with 2 players. Drayden super close to the zone as well, and I wonder who's if he's just gonna try to snake his way in or actually try to play a lurking position as FaZe as well, because he has the sight on him.
I think he's in an open position, easily spottable. I think he just got rid of his backpack. Well, he should have by now. Vard does spot Mixie down, but Mixie's so quick moving around there, doesn't necessarily give a chance to Vard to shoot. Here comes Zuin, though. He might be a spanner thrown in the works of Kingwin. As Mirko tries to approach the angle, it does seem like he spotted his enemy for a moment. No, he hasn't. Mirko has no idea that Ewan is just on the other side. And the shot will come in. The knockout will occur, and the kill will follow suit. Vard now watching that angle there. He's got the perfect angle. Will take Ewan down, and that will be Rogue eliminated on 5th. But Vard now in the blue is going to have to heal up as much as he can. There's no chance for him to get inside whilst his teammate is trying to do just that. Oh, he is pushing by because Gaxi is telling him it's safe.
Yeah, they're trying to sneak their way in. Meanwhile, FaZe is trying to fight out with Optic. The Optic really wants some kills here, so they're peeking aggressively here. Blue from FlyQuest is also still alive.
Oh, that's why they're alive. They have the UAZ.
Yep.
The only reason. Whoa! Mixie's helmet just get popped off there.
Yep.
First aid cute.
And he has no vest either, so Mexi down to taking full damage from every bullet hitting him, you know.
Absolutely. And he's still bold to peek in like that. Half life on him. Gonna have to go back there. Blue has a second chance at life, but not for long. The play zone immediately takes him down. Now FaZe in a dire spot with a circle strangling on him. Kingwin from one side, Optic on the other. Hetroid there brought low himself at the hands of Haxedi, it seemed.
Yeah.
Gonna have to heal up with bandages, and that's unfortunate because he's got none left. He picks up 20 of them though.
And meanwhile, Gexi takes out Mexi, so it's a 1v1v2.
Oh, Haxedi falls as well. That's going to be the end of FaZe on 4th. 3 teams left alive here. Optic, Kingwin, and the Knights. Drayden lurking by at the back of Optic here. Whilst Kingwin are still too strong. Vart somehow made it in, but he doesn't seem to have the heals. He does. Okay, he pops a first aid kit right now while Drayden just waits for this battle to come over. Oh, look at Drayden's position. He has a chance to bring Optic down on their knees. Oh, some good shots come in though. Some real good shots come in from Vard, though. That was beautiful to bring Hetroid down like that. And that's just going to leave Hypoc inside. Hypoc has no chance of resing his fallen teammate because he's outside of the shack unless he had a smoke. I'm not too sure he does. Oh, he's going to go for it. He's going to run for it and die. Vard did not miss. That was beautiful. And here comes that 2v1 where Drayden has only hopes alive at this stage as he pushes forward, inching closer. M4 in hand, 8x on top, sees Vard. Does not take the shot just yet. There has a need prepped up for him. Cooks it as well. Gonna be throwing it down. Doesn't seem to be too close, but Gaxi will take some damage from it. Drayden now holding his angle. They kind of assumed where that... Oh, yes, they have. They've assumed correctly where that nade was coming from. And they will be nading back. That nade seems to be a bit too far, though. Drayden won't be too bothered. But if it only hits him a little bit, it will put him on the crouch position.
Push him out and move him a bit here. They're not nading the right. Drayden taking some shots here, taking Vart down to 20% right now. He has the 8x there to work with. Really strong position from him.
Now he's trying. He is trying his best, but King would have the circle. He needs to push forward, and every single inch that he pushes with is going to be closer to his death, and that will be the GG and the chicken dinner for the Kinguin team. Look at them, so relieved after all the work today to finally get into that nice dinner. They've earned it, man. They've freaking earned it here.
Yeah, super strong positioning from them throughout the whole match. 11 kills to
11
that name.
kills.
But again, Knights here snaking their way into second with
Not
2
bad.
kills. That's pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, the Drayden really seemed to make it work there. Well, a very impactful frag from him as well earlier on there, and just watched FaZe getting wiped out, just watched Optic getting wiped out, just waited for his perfect moment. He put up the best fight he could put up. I do agree with that, but unfortunately, of course, 2-man strong and Vard. What an absolute beast. He just turned up for the end of the match here, just
Indeed.
connecting every single shot, and there you go.
Strong positioning and aggressive play at the right time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You got to pick your fights, and you got to know when to take them and when to go for those shots. And that's how Kinguin get their chicken dinner at the glorious hands of their glorious leader, Larson. So there you go, guys. Another beautiful match of PUBG, but we do have one more, right?
We do indeed.
Yes, we do indeed. A lot of PUBG action happening here at the GLL finals. And to break it all down, of course, we have an analyst panel. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much,
Who was
guys.
that guy? Who was that guy?
Not to let it go, all right.
Never heard of
All
that
right,
guy.
it's been a couple hours now.
It's weird. Weird ass
What we've
dude.
just seen there
Came here
is
to talk.
Kinguin getting their first W. They will be feasting shortly on a chicken dinner before having to take part.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh yeah, never mind. Feasting on a
On a chicken dinner
Feasting,
before
yeah, yeah.
taking
I
part
was
in
like,
the
what are
8th
you on
game
about?
of the day. Thank you very much, Martin. And so, guys, let's talk about Kinguin overall today, and now seemingly peaking here. Have they had like a steady rise, or was it more just making the right decisions during that matchup?
I think that match basically were their point of shining. They made the plays that they made it well in the end. Of course, it's really good basically for every single team in the end that there's no full squads basically controlling and dominating the zone, specifically when it's on that kind of forest edge. But they needed this when it comes to point system. They really needed this. They had the few games that at the start, they've been the ones that go first. And this game actually just now probably was really good confidence boost that we can still, climb up.
I think in the big picture, also FaZe getting back into it now.
Yeah.
That's. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the overall leaderboards are right now, because I feel like for the last game of the day, we're going to be looking at a very, very even scoreline between these teams.
Just
the top 5.
No
or
one
top-
is no one is leading like properly. Everybody's now in the top 8 at least on the same point system.
Yeah, just to quickly interject, the final team that was going up against Kinguin there was Knights. It was Drayden at the end, 1 versus 2. And so Knights, after surviving his bowel issues or whatever, his food poisoning, has managed to really wake the team up.
Maybe they
And
just needed a chicken dinner.
yeah. Not when you're recovering from food poisoning. I think that would be a bad. Maybe it's good that he didn't get that first place. He might have got sick again.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
His
let's.
stomach
chicken
kinda handle
might
it,
carry
yeah.
salmonella.
True.
Hopefully not. I hear the PUBG chicken dinners are rather
But I want to talk
delightful.
about I jinxed No Loot Gaming.
Okay.
They went out the first, and I actually said it in the last fight. I said it that they've been doing really good. I'm gonna stop talking about that. Who does well?
No.
Caster-
Please be the Papa Master.
Caster
Have fun with it.
Yeah,
Enjoy it. You have the power now.
Is that
Please
it?
do enjoy it.
All right.
Caster and his
I'm taking
curses are
till
real,
tomorrow. I'm
guys,
gonna start
you know
taking. People are gonna pay me for
Yeah. Now, guys, Kelly is standing by with one of our chicken dinner recipients from Team Kinguin.
That's right, Paula. I'm here joined by Larson from Kinguin. Congratulations on your win. The start of the day was a little rough for you guys. What exactly has shifted to allow you to take a chicken dinner right now?
We got the circle.
And that was it? It's just the opportunity there. It's not even about rotations or how well you do. It's just RNG?
I mean, we were a little bit lucky. The circle shifted away from us in the beginning. We went south. We were just using the information we had. We kept going further in, and in the end, there was pretty, we didn't have to cross the field and head up north ever, so we were pretty lucky.
Towards the end of that game, though, when it was about like 2 people, there was like 10 players on 6 teams left over. Do you like it when there's only a few players left on all the teams, or would you rather have it be a 3v3 with one other team?
I would much rather have the 3v3, but at least in the Western scene, it is very, very common when there's 10 people alive. There's usually 5 or 6 teams left.
So, going on from this, and tomorrow you're going to be playing Miramar. How do you feel about playing on that map?
I mean, it can't be any worse than today, so it's going to be great.
And you say worse than today, and I've been hearing a lot of the players and even the casters saying this. It's about the circles landing on the water.
No, us as a team, we've just been making too many mistakes. So we're just a little bit disappointed in ourselves.
So what are you going to do tonight then to prepare for tomorrow so you don't make those mistakes?
We're going to give Gaxi a lot of vodka, Josh is going to need a lot of beer, and Alex is going to get some Pepsi.
Well, we'll see how that works out for you tomorrow. Congratulations on your win again. And everyone, don't go anywhere because we're heading right back to Paula.
My trade.
Gaxi, vodka.
My
Who would have won you head straight back to Paula?
Andy, vodka. All right, anyone else looking for vodka
I
tonight?
feel bad now because we were talking about the jinxing. But Larson said the words, "You can't go any worse." Tomorrow, I'm gonna be quoting Larson, hopefully in that way. It's gonna be hilarious.
Well, it sounds like he is slightly unconfident within the team. Not as in necessarily his teammates, but he's saying like we were lucky. Like I think if you do get a victory, you need to kind of like take hold of it and try to create some momentum afterwards.
I feel like you've gone through, 6 games already, and you've not really had the luck on your side. You've not really felt you've performed. It is only natural that as a competitor, you don't necessarily sound the most positive, even if you do finally get that chicken dinner.
Yeah, if you're a good player, you know when it's actually given to you. Like I've said it most times when we play with Method, that if you get the circle, then the matches that we've won, even with the mixed teams, mixed setups, like there's always circles that can reward you, and a good team can hold those circles and take everything out of it, and that's what Kingwin did.
Yeah, but nonetheless, if you are in that down position, fortune does turn your favour. It's an opportunity to move forward, right, and get over the hurdles of the past. You have one more match today, and you've got more tomorrow. Like, hopefully he can be a bit more positive after this, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
guys.
definitely. We'll just see that they've, as he said himself, that there's been, that it cannot go a lot worse. It can always go worse, but we'll see about that now.
When you're in a situation like that, Andy, and you and your teammate, last two on your team, are stuck in a tiny little contained area and there's one way out, how do you navigate that, or is it game over already?
Depending, basically, there's a couple options that he tried to go behind the shed to get different angle, scout a little bit more, basically to see where the enemies are. If other teams know where you are, they're gonna be watching that doorway like a hawk. So every time you peek, there's gonna come a bullet to your face. So that's why they tried to get behind the shed, a little bit different angle, and maybe then use like cover of trees to move from tree to tree to tree to actually do something out of it. I don't know if they didn't have smokes or anything. It's tough, and the smokes doesn't even work because basically you can see through them. Even that is like it's a tough situation. You can survive it. No, the Kingwin was just wake. Caxi was aggressive there on the right moment when everyone else were basically laying down, so he was able to be that point and pick those shots.
Natu?
No, well, it's very circumstantial. Depends on a lot of variables. Obviously, since there's more teams still alive than just the two of you, there's the off chance that those two other teams will start fighting each other. You will find that timing, then maybe wake your way behind the shed, try to get a wired angle, or try to rotate away. So yeah, it depends so much on what comes around and happens around you.
So it's been a long day so far, not too long. We don't have to suffer overtimes, etc., and variables like that. These players have been doing their bit, and so at this point, do you think they're tired, exhausted? How are they going to be faring mentally?
Yeah, I mean that's actually something to learn, especially when you're playing so many games as they are, 8 separate matches. Definitely, like endurance is a factor. You need to know how to like how much you eat and when you eat and so forth, and drinking water. Hydration is very, very key. So this is something that the Counter-Strike players have only learned, for example, as there be more professionalism coming into the scene, having outside help, people in esports in general as well. You know, we've have pro sports teams come in and help with nutritionists and things like that to make sure
talking
that
about
players
gaming itself. I forget to, you know, drink any.
Listen, someone triggered a bot on my Twitch channel, which it's like the
hydrated bot. I had to ban it.
Yeah,
I had to ban it. I just got so triggered. I'm not gonna go drink water now.
Stream for 3 hours. You should have consumed 300 milliliters of water.
Yeah, there's actually a bot.
Okay, a hydration bot. All right,
So
nice.
Maybe they will need that, you know, in their
Good
lives.
to know.
No, like it's basically it is time consuming, and you focus on one thing, and then you snack a little bit, and that will keep, you know, the worst hunger away. But it's too late.
Bananas, different vegetables.
Yeah, the vitamins and stuff like that.
All right, vegetables and hydration is the key.
Eat healthy, kids.
To being a professional gamer.
Cucumbers,
And now
tomatoes, lettuce.
We can take a look at our scoreboard, starting with how the
Like
match
me.
we just saw played out. So Team Kinguin managed to score a huge 144 points due to getting 11 kills on top of the first place. Optic, once again, with a good placing. They got 7 kills, less, but they finish in 3rd place. And so overall that nets them a good 93. And it is the Pittsburgh Knights that are starting to see a resurgence. And FaZe Clan working their way back in. I thought we'd see maybe a bit more from them, but 4th, I think, is good. And with 87 points, it's nothing to be disappointed with.
No, definitely not. They've had a rough few games here, and now finally managing on the board. And I'm really, really keen to see on the overall situation. Look at this. This is nuts right now. We're literally
It's top 5.
If you go all the way
6.
down to top, you could argue top 7 really. It's 50
Very,
points.
very, very close.
So it's very close right now. And Navi, who came like what 11th, 12th in that game, are now are still in the lead. Lumbermill hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah, and they've been
they're-
grinding
They're
it out. They've been
consistently in
getting
high
good
placings.
placements.
Are what 12 points behind?
Rogue is climbing up slowly.
Yeah.
Steady but slowly.
Indeed. So yeah, this is getting spicy as we were literally very close to being at the half point of the tournament.
I would love to see in the next match, you know, one of those bottoms to win. And just, you know, just
Spice
come,
things
just
up
come yeah,
further.
spice, yeah, just come in there like into top 5 like, hey, what's up guys?
We're here to fight.
Well, Natu, Andy, we aren't here to fight, luckily, but
We're not?
we do. No, we're not. We
I'll
do
fight you.
have.
I'll fight you.
We do have our 16 teams ready to fight one more time today. Very shortly, we'll be going for 5 minutes. Do not go anywhere, however, because we have our climactic battle coming up then.